Hey, what's up, family? My name is Brehon, and I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel where we love to focus on financial and personal development. The family, I hope you guys are having a phenomenal start to your day, and I hope your weekend was amazing. Now, family, before I get started with the video, I'm going to do what I always do, and that's give you guys a word out of a book in my library, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, a phenomenal book. I think everyone should have this book in their library, okay? Now, why give you guys a word? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? I greatly appreciate it. Now, success in life could be defined as the continued expansion of happiness and the progressive realization of worthy goals. Success is the ability to fulfill your desires with effortless ease. And yet success, including the creation of wealth, has always been considered to be a process that requires hard work, and it is often considered to be at the expense of others. We need a more spiritual approach to success and to affluence, which is the abundant flow of all good things to you. With the knowledge and practice of spiritual law, we put ourselves in harmony with nature and create a carefulness and joy and love. That's a mouthful. And family, one thing about my channel is I know we are, committed to financial development, but also I love talking about personal development also, because when it comes to making money, when it comes to success, like the book says, man, it's harmony that's taking place. And so when you have the right vision, have the right goals, when you are one with the universe, man, listen, it's kind of like relationships. You don't have to chase that woman. You shouldn't chase that woman. You want her to fall right into your arms. And if you're a woman, you want that man to fall right into your arms. And it's the same way with success. When you begin to expand your knowledge, when you begin to learn and research and study, right? When you begin positioning yourself for success, it will eventually fall right into your arms, okay? And that's what we want to do, man. We want to make sure we study, we want to make sure we read, and we want to be well-rounded in order for success to just simply fall into our arms. Now, family, today I want to talk about the fear and greed index. Again, we see the fear and greed index at a 62, and we are in the greed category. And so remember, when it comes to investing, right, we have these categories. We have extreme fear, we have neutral, we have greed, and we have extreme greed. So once we get into the greed category, we are approaching selling pressure, right? Because now the investors are getting what? Greedy. We are overbuying, right? We are buying more stock at a higher price than what it could potentially be worth, or what it could be valued as. And so eventually what's going to happen is we can either do one or two things. We can continue going up, reaching the extreme greed, or we could begin having a sell-off, right? And so what I see here is, by us being in the greed category, we will continue having some selling pressure. Now, last week I jumped into a few put options solely because we were in the greed category. I know that long term we must get back lower to stock prices, and we must get our fear and greed index in neutral or below, right? Because ultimately what we want to do is we love big, huge sell-offs. And then we have these huge sell-offs, the category moves from greed all the way to extreme fear. And when everyone is afraid, that is when we want to buy. We want to buy during these times of extreme fear. We want to buy into these times of fear, and we're going to ride this puppy up, and we're going to keep making astronomical gains. We're going to continue making explosive growth to our portfolios. Okay. All right. So what we want to take a look at, we are in extreme greed, right? And so what I have here up is something I typically don't post on my channel, is the RSI, because I really don't need it and I really don't use it when it comes to trading. But the RSI, relative strength index, we can see that we like it to stay between 30 and 70. Once it get above 70, it is pretty much considered overbought. So once we get around 30, we're talking about oversold. Once we get above 70, we're talking about overbought. And so right now we are literally around 63, 61, 62. All right. So this could be considered, overbought territory, right? Which matches our fear and greed index, right? And so what do I expect for this week? I expect a lot of selling pressure, but again, we may not have much volume this week simply because it's a short week. And we do have people that are actually going on vacation. We have people that are actually traveling around this time of the year. So we may not have as much trading volume as we would like to have. Okay, so we did, we did have a nice run up, right? Because again, if you've been following this channel, you know how I feel about that 20 SMA. Stocks never move too far away from it, right? We always bounce back like a rubber band. And so we jumped up really, really nicely from, 370 to 400, and we've been starting to taper back a little bit. And so right now we pre-market, we are at 394. All right, we closed last week at 396, so we could have some selling pressure. We can get back to possibly 390 this week, but we're gonna wait and see how the investors begin trading. And what we want to do is we're just going to try to follow the trend. All right, we're going to try to follow the trend. We're going to try to see how the big guys are actually moving. And matter of fact, I have the 4-hour chart up. Let me pull up the daily chart. All right, so here we go. All right, now this gives me a better picture. So we did have a bearish day on Friday, and there's a possibility that we could return back to that 20 SMA, right? And so now we're looking at off of the 1-day chart, the 20 SMA, 189, 180, 389 possibly. All right, but we are already at 394, $2 below pre-market. So we're going to wait and see how things play out, but I expect more movement to the downside. We did have a nice run up. I expect more movement to the downside because again, we always get back to that 20. All right, we move away from the 20, we get back, right? We move away from the 20, we get back. We move away from the 20, we get back, right? And it's almost like clockwork. And so if you've been watching this channel, you've been just paying attention to the strategy and the trends, you will realize that we can make some serious money just by paying attention to the trends. All right. And so we have some nice candles here. So we had a nice bump up above that 20. Then we had this candle here, which is a shooting star. So a shooting star could be a sign of a reversal if we are trading. The following candle is trading below or closing below that candle. We didn't have it here. We didn't have it here. We opened below, but we pushed up, right? Then the following day, we opened above, but then we came back down below this candle. So there's a huge possibility that we could have more further downward movement. All right. So take a look at those put options this week, and let's wait and see if we have any late day rallies. Okay, because it can open up at 394. We could push back up to 396, close at 394. So we're going to pay attention to those things, and we're going to place our call and put options accordingly. All right. Now, family, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like, subscribe, and keep coming back for more wealth building information. Peace.